Vapors, and we are live back on Cartalktv Network, man. Come on now, we're not playing with you. We got the OG from Baltimore here, and we got a special guest. Matter of fact, let me switch sides. Bang. There we go. So we got a special guest today, man. Warrior Scat 392, and we're gonna have a good time, man. Kasha, you ready for this one, brother?
Yeah, let me drop this post right quick, bro,
Yeah.
on Car Talk, just to let
Oh yeah,
people
you
know.
got to do that, man. While he's sharing out the link, man, because we definitely want to make sure we get everybody involved on Cartalk TV. We want to welcome you. Outside of Warrior Scat 392, man. What can we call you for short, brother?
So everybody calls me Meech. My real name is Demetrian, but for short, it's Meech. A lot of my peers, people call me Meech. That's the simple way. But yeah, my name is Meech, man. I appreciate y'all having me on to y'all platform too, man. I appreciate y'all.
Oh no, it's too easy, man. From when I first I had already heard about you, and then when I actually met you in person at the car show, man, I said, hey, man, this is a good brother, man. I said, I would we would love to tell a portion of your story because you have a very unique and vast story, life
Yeah,
and everything, and there's no way we could do it full justice on one show. So we're gonna kind of just pick and choose which small parts to share today, man. But we are definitely honored to have you here on our platform as well.
yeah, for sure. I appreciate y'all for even taking the time, even allowing me to be a part of the show, man. When we first met E-Vapors a couple weeks ago at the Buzz City Muscle Show, we chopped it up for a little bit, and I definitely from the back felt comfortable talking to you. We had a great conversation. I kind of spilled a lot of my life story in the short term to you, but that was all because I felt comfortable, and that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. I feel like us as men, we do need to share our stories. We do need to conversate with each other, and just have those conversations. I think a lot of men are sometimes often, I won't say scared, but maybe a little worried of opening up and having those conversations with the men. So yeah, I felt real comfortable when I met you the first time, and we chopped it up, and I felt like we connected, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate it, man. And I had told Carshall Rail about you, man. I was like, hold on, this can't be the dude that won on me in the Hellcat car, man. Like, cause you know how everybody be like, man, that stuff ain't real on the internet,
Yeah,
man. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'm sorry if some other stuff has not been real that you've seen, but I actually met a human being, a person that won the car from Omen and the Hellcat. Do you mind? That's the only, not the only question. I kind of want to just go ahead and get that out there.
yeah.
Can you
Let's get
Yeah.
it.
talk
Let's
about that
get it.
experience? And you're a real person. You actually won. It wasn't rigged.
Ex-
Can you tell the people about the car that you won from Omen and the Hellcat?
Yeah, man. So you're exactly right. Like anytime you talk about raffles, giveaways, I don't care if it's a small party, big event, you don't think you're going to win nothing. We play the lotto all the time. You walk through the malls, you see where they're giving out cars. You just have to sign up. First thing we think is we're not going to win anything. But I've been big on YouTube, watching YouTube, a lot of different YouTubers for the past couple years, and I've been following Omi for a while. And just to kind of go back a little bit, in 2019, my wife had her dream car. So, of course, you got to take care of the wife first. So we got her Jeep Wrangler. And I was like, I always wanted a muscle car, but with me having a family, starting a family, I needed four doors. So I was like, okay, 2020 or 2021, maybe fall, end of 2021, I'll go out and get my Charger. We just got her Jeep last year. So she's got that. That's out the way. But come October of 2019, I was watching one of his YouTube videos, and he was like, he's doing a giveaway. He wants to give back. He wants to give away a Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Mind you, that's what I was looking at getting the end of 2021. And I did want an F8 green. That's my favorite color Charger or Challenger, just the F8 green color. So he went live and was talking about how to go about doing it. And all you had to do is purchase some of his merch, and it would enter you. So he made specialty hats, and of course, I tell the wife that I'm about to enter this raffle, see if I can win this car. The hat is $100. So first thing she says, "You're not spending $100 on no hat."
No, you're not.
so so listen, no lie, I sat there and thought about it. The raffle ended at 11:59, or yeah, 11:59, and I was like, I sat there in the bed next to her, and I was like, man, do I just go for this or do I listen to the wife? And the first thing when he initially brought it out was that the odds was 1 in 500. So the first thing I look at when I enter anything is what's the odds of me winning? And 1 in 500 seemed amazing to me to win a vehicle. So I say 1155 hit. I turn over, got my phone. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy one. So I buy the hat right before the raffle ends. And a couple of days later, he goes live and calls out the names of who won. And I'm on live. I'm sitting next to my wife. She knows that this is the live for the car that she told me not to enter into. So she heard my name. So she looked at me. I'm like, yeah, I made it past round one. I got the hat. I know you didn't want me to, but I got the hat. And then we got on Zoom and did the final round, and I ended up winning. And the whole thing just went slow motion, man. Slow motion. And I'm like, nah, man, it's no way he just called my name to win this car. Nah. And it's crazy because, again, you don't think you're going to win these things that you enter, any type of giveaway. I don't care what it is, small or large. But he called my name, and I was like, yo, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. And I still didn't believe it until I got down there, pulled up to his house. He handed over the keys. I got the title in hand. And at that point, I knew. I was like, okay, we in there. And I just felt like it was such a huge blessing. I'll go more into why if we get to that point on this episode. But I just felt like it was a real blessing to win that vehicle. And it was meant for me because I was planning on the following year, end of this year, going out to purchase a F8 green Charger Scat Pack. So yeah, man, that's how I got in the car game. And also started my YouTube channel based around that too, because as we know, we all love cars. Since I was a youngin', I loved cars. You'll be on the block and you'll see cars pass and you point out which one is yours, which one you're gonna get when you get older, all that type of stuff. So
yeah, that's my car.
I just didn't really have the funds to really start doing that yet. And then when I got older, I just had other priorities, other goals that I had in mind before I got involved in the car community. That was home ownership, working on a family, different things like that. So that's kind of what pushed it back a little bit for me. But then, last year it happened and I'm truly blessed, happy. And all I want to do is get to the point where I can pay that forward and bless somebody else and give away a vehicle to somebody else.
Man,
that's crazy. Kasho, can you believe that, bro?
Listen, it's not a coincidence that you got that car, brother. Mm-hmm. Me and E-Vapors, we always talk about, sacrificing. I mean, we family men, but we also love our toys. But responsibilities come first. Look, we both want to jump out and buy Lamborghinis Monday. Like both want to do it. We got the means and means to do it, but we like, that's not the right play right now. Let's set up some more things and maybe get into a couple other businesses or whatever the case might be.
Exactly.
Make sure our family's super good before I pull the trigger on something like this. So we know directly exactly what you're going through and how you felt putting the missus first, putting the families first, making sure you're a homeowner first. I commend you on that because that's hard. That's the hardest thing to do, I think. As a man being in the cars is putting off what you really want as far as like cars and toys, and putting somebody before you, no matter who it is, no matter if it's you're taking care of your moms, your grandmoms, or you're taking care, making sure your wifey good, making sure your kids good, man, that is tough. Meanwhile, while you got everybody that you watching on YouTube, friends, co-workers, they pulling up to the job and your wife caught the new 2021 this and 2020 that, and you like, salute, you bigging them up, but deep down inside you like, I can't take it no more. I'm about to go to the dealership, man.
Yep.
Everything, but bro, it was definitely meant for you. I think personally, man, that car could have went to anybody else more better than you. You said you was planning on getting a car very similar to that spec this year, man. So, again, salute to that. I think it was meant for you to win that car.
I appreciate that, brother.
What you think, E-Vapes? Volume, bro.
No. I don't believe in coincidence and accidents and all that stuff, man. It's like, bro, that was meant to be. It was meant for it to happen exactly the way it happened, man. So definitely happy for you, man. And it's just good to see people have those moments in life, man, to where, I mean, other people didn't win. It wasn't meant for them to win. But the fact that this car has brought you some joy, some excitement, because
Yeah,
we all had different challenges in life, man. So I just always cherish those moments, man, where you win something, where something good happened, man. So I just always try to, grab a hold of those type of moments, man. So
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
that's big, man. And then to see it in person, because again, man, I hear all of the foolish stuff, man. People be doing raffles and all that, man, and don't nobody be winning and stuff, man. So
Yeah.
hey, man, I'm sorry, man. I know the winner of the car. So if y'all don't like Omi or whatever, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
know the owner, the winner of the car, man. So this is all real. Can't help you on that one. I can't badmouth my man Omi. So shout out to Omi and the Hellcat. You a real one on this one right here now.
Yeah, for
Hey,
sure. That's my brother. We still talk here and there too as well. Yeah, he's very humble dude. When you meet a lot of people who are successful in their own right, sometimes it's hard to talk to them. Sometimes they're not open for conversation. Sometimes they may think that they're better than everybody else, that they weren't at one point at the same level as you. But I've never met such a humble guy in my life, and I always give him big ups for that. Just welcome me to his home. We could have met down the street somewhere, but welcome me to his home to pick up the car. Me and my wife, like it. Very humble dude. So I give much respect to him.
Yeah. Big blessing, man. Big blessing.
hey, man, take us back to the beginning. For our viewers who don't know who you are, explain to them who you are, where you're from.
I think you might have froze up a little bit, bro.
We good now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Repeat
Yeah,
that for
yeah.
me.
So I was saying, explain to the viewers who don't know, who you are. Explain to them who you are, where you're from, and just give us a little bit about your background.
Yeah. So my real name is Demetrian Knight. I was born in Texas. I'm from Buffalo, New York. Moved here in about 2015, beginning of 2015. 2016, got married to my wife that I met at Voorhees College. She's from Charleston, South Carolina. We got married in 2016, purchased our first home in 2016. And yeah, man, like I said, I've kind of been loving the car community for a while. I just had other things that I wanted to get done first before I really took a nosedive in and got involved. I started out with a Chevy Lumina as my first car. From there, I went, yeah.
I
From
remember
there,
the
I went
Lunas.
to, yeah, it was, I love that car too, man. When I went to college, I just couldn't trust driving it from Buffalo, New York, all the way to South Carolina. So I had to move on from it. But from there, I went to a Chevy Malibu, which I put rims on, got kind of busy with it. And then after that, I went to Ford Fusion, and then from the Ford Fusion to the Charger Scat Pack right now. So yeah, I'm in the financial industry. I'm a banker with SunTrust Bank, now Truist. I'm an entrepreneur as well. I started a business in 2014 that was based around menswear accessories, where I created, designed, did things for people's weddings, special events. So bow ties, pocket squares, lapel pins, different things like that. I kind of lost the passion for it recently. And I just feel like when you lose a passion for something, it just may be that point in time where you need to move on and put your time, energy, and focus into something else. So that's what my plan is now. I want to kind of get involved in real estate a little bit. I've started getting into the stock market as well, learning how to day trade, just different investments like that, just trying to spread out the portfolio, learn different things. Which goes to me starting a YouTube channel as well. Like, I've been an introvert for all my life. So once I won the car, that's when I started my own personal channel. And it was just a way for me to open out, step outside of my comfort zone, and not only be behind the camera. I know E-Vapors, y'all had a show the other day where y'all talking about, how easy it is to just jump out there and start a YouTube channel. And you don't even have to be in front of the camera. But I wanted to challenge myself and not be behind the camera, but be in front of the camera, learn how to talk without stuttering in front of a camera, because that's something that I struggle with. talking in front of people, or even, being on a live like this. This is different for me. This is my first time doing this. But it's a way for me to step outside of that comfort zone and, learn a new skill as well with starting a YouTube channel of editing my own videos and different stuff like that. So yeah, that's a little background on me.
Cool, man. Look, you working in the banking industry. I used to work in the banking industry as well for Bank of America. So that's where, my corporate American stint comes from. I mean, it's the same as you talking to clients.
Yeah.
You don't look at it like that. When you talking to clients, you don't stutter.
Yeah.
You know your stuff. So
Yeah.
if you try to, transition that onto, that same personality, that same thought pattern of, okay, treat it like I'm talking to, my guest or my clients, and just it's just going to come across naturally, especially as you continue to do it more. Only thing different is that you're holding up a camera to your face.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, 100%.
You want to jump in with something, E? I thought I might have cut you off, brother.
Oh, no, you good, man. I'm just sitting back, man. I was like, man, you don't seem like the introvert type, man. You seem like you on here having a
Yeah, I
regular
appreciate
conversation.
that. I've been working on it. Me and my little brother have been like that for a while, but I also knew and understood that in order for me to reach certain goals that I may have, I got to step outside of that comfort zone. I can't just, be stuck in a shell for my whole life, but I got to push myself in order to do it too. I can't sit back and just hope that, things that come to me or different things like that. I have to overcome some of those fears. So it's just something I've been working on, and YouTube has helped a lot with that. Before this channel, I've actually had my family channel since the beginning of 2019. So that's kind of where it started as far as my YouTube venture. And yeah, man, I just trying to get comfortable with having conversations in front of the camera, in front of people. It's something that I've worked on. And I just feel like it's something that if you are an introvert, or if that's something that you're scared about, sometimes you just have to jump out, take a chance, and it'll get better as time goes.
Yeah, you were just speaking on the your family and the family channel and everything, man. And one thing I admire about you too, man, the other platform that you have, with your child and the challenges that your child is dealing with, man. If you don't mind kind of speaking on that, maybe helping maybe create some awareness with your platform on that.
Yeah, so that's the main reason why we started a family and relationship channel, me and my wife, is because of my son. He was born July 16th, 2019. His name is Drayson Mateo Knight. When he got about 3 months old, we noticed his first seizure. So he started having seizures at 3 months old, and it scared the life out of us, man, because a child so small, so little, and you don't know what to do at that point. Now, it wasn't a long seizure, but it was just seeing what he was going through at that time, and we had no control over it. So he started suffering with seizures a couple times a week. It was going on every month. So we started to get worried. My wife also started to notice that Drayson wasn't reaching certain milestones. And you know how mothers are. They get a feeling, they get a vibe. They know when something's not right. So yeah, he wasn't reaching certain milestones. So we got a little worried. Of course, we had taken him to the doctors to see what was going on with the seizures, where they were coming from. He had overnight tests done, different things like that. And we just couldn't get a definite answer. So once the milestone started to not happen, she started getting a little worried. So come January, and mind you, before then, we've seen a lot of different doctors. Nobody can tell us anything. So at this point, we're clueless. We don't know what to do. So come January, we meet with a doctor. And after doing some research, because you know how we are, when something goes on, wifey went straight to Google to do her own research to see what's going on. So come January of 2020, we asked for a genetics test. And genetics test is something that you usually have to ask for. It's not something that doctors would just say, okay, let's try a genetics test to see what's going on. So we did a genetics test. Took a little while for the results to come back. When they came back, we found out that he was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder called GRIN1. So with GRIN1, again, with it being something so rare, Even the doctors couldn't tell us what it was, what effect it may have on him. All they could tell us was that that's where his seizures were coming from. So we did some more research. Wifey went back to Google. Of course, I went to YouTube to see if there's any videos out there, any other children that may be dealing with this, and it was nothing on YouTube or anything like that. So we kept doing our research, kept seeing doctors, different specialists, and honestly, they couldn't give us anything. They were giving us printouts from Google, which is what we could have did ourselves. So yeah, we had to deal with that. We went through the research part of it. We started to find out a little bit of information here and there. So technically what GRIN1 is a rare genetic disorder called that affects the mental delays and physical delays, severe mental and physical delays. And with that, it's a good chance that Drayson will never walk or talk with that genetic disorder. So as first-time parents, when you hear something like that, the first thing, I mean, we really didn't know what to do. Like our whole world kind of changed because, and as you gentlemen may know, people watching, as a father, when you know that you're having a child, when you want to be a father, you know you're having a child, especially a boy, we're thinking deep into the future of what we're going to do with him, the experiences that we're going to have with him, everything. I mean, we're up to the 18, 20 years old, just thinking about how we're going to map our son's life out. And for that to be snatched away from you, where you won't be able to experience going out and playing catch with your son, him not walking, not crawling, not talking. I haven't heard him say daddy yet, anything like that. It was tough. It was tough on us last year. I mean, we struggled with our faith and everything because we were questioning why us, why our child, you know? So last year was tough for us, but we also wanted to bring awareness to it as well, with it being something so rare. And that's why we started the family YouTube channel, just to bring awareness to it, because it's something that's so rare. Some people don't know about it. And what we found out as well is that a lot of kids are misdiagnosed, and they're just told that they have this type of disorder, this type of mental condition, and they're just stuck to run with it and just assume that that's it. And that's not the case. So with GRIN1, it's a lot of children that have been misdiagnosed and now have come out that they have GRIN1. So we just wanted to start the YouTube channel just to bring awareness to it, as well as bring in the relationship side of it and how it affects, and how in dealing with a child that has any type of medical problem or issue, what difficulties it could bring on a marriage as well, because it's tough. You know, outside of not having children, a marriage isn't easy in itself. But then you bring in a child in the picture, maybe a child that has a disability, then it's a whole nother level to it, where, you know, you're no longer trying to focus on the relationship, but you're trying to focus your attention on your child. And especially with it being a rare genetic disorder, we're constantly trying to figure out what different therapies he may need. Is it anything that we can do that may help him overcome certain obstacles? Because what we found out is with GRIN1, every child is different. So some children are worse than others, and some are a little more advanced. So my son just turned 2. So the last doctor visits that we went to, technically at 2 years old, he is 6 months as far as his mental and just where he's at as far as, you know, being able to walk, crawl, different things like that. So he's in about 4 therapies a week that we have him in, aggressive therapies. And we're just lucky that we found out so early, because we were able to jump on it and really try to get a hold on this and really get a full understanding of what GRIN1 is, and see if we can just overcome some of those obstacles. Because if we just listen to what the doctors say, he's never going to walk, he's never going to talk. A part of GRIN1 too is something called CVI, cortical vision impairment, where he can see, but we don't know what he can see. So if people may see on my posts, when he's on the YouTube channel, sometimes his eye crosses when he's trying to focus. So for the longest, it was just a lot of uncertainty with what was going on. with this disorder, and we just couldn't get answers. And until I say summer of last year, we made it to CHOP Hospital in Philadelphia, where it was a genetics specialist that specialized in GRIN1. It took a lot for us to find them, but we jumped in the car, went down there and met with them, learned a lot, and got some of the answers that we've been looking for the longest. So, you know, at the end of the day, even though I won that car the same year that I found out about my son's genetic disorder, I would trade it in to have a healthy son, always. But, you know, I do feel like it was meant for me, you know, and I got the vehicle, and, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, all we're trying to do is advocate for our son. If we don't do it, nobody else can, or nobody else will, especially with something so rare. So I appreciate y'all having me on this platform to be able to talk about my son, talk about GRIN1, because it's just something that is so rare that a lot of people don't know about. So yeah, we went to Philadelphia, met with the doctors, and, you know, got as much information as we could, and also joined a couple of different GRIN1 groups that we saw that had started. And we found out that it's a child here actually in the Charlotte area that we're hoping to hopefully meet soon, that has GRIN1 as well. But it's, for a lot of the parents, it's tough. You know, a lot of them are new to it, of course, and sometimes they're just not ready to talk. I mean, the same time that we was in the hospital, a child with GRIN1 came in for an appointment, and we asked if we could meet the parents. And it's just something that, you know, all parents aren't really ready to talk about, aren't really ready to meet, different things like that. It took us a while to talk about it without getting emotional. It took us a while. So yeah, that's where the family channel came in. We just wanted to bring awareness to GRIN1. Our plan and goal is to have a GRIN1 walk maybe next year, where we can kind of really push and bring awareness to it, start raising money, because they are in the process of trying to find a cure for it. But of course, that takes resources, that takes money. This isn't a disorder or a mental problem like Down syndrome, or autism or cerebral palsy, something where nationally is known, where they have the resources and the backing to get funding to either find a cure, work on a cure, or just work on different medicines that can help with it. So we're like on the ground running with it, and we feel like we're the voice of it. So we're just trying to really put our foot down and just spread it to the world. Anybody who talks to me, anybody I talk to, I'm always going to bring up my son. I don't care what we're talking about. I'm gonna always bring up my son and the fact that he has GRIN1, what it is, because I never know who I may come across who knows somebody who may specialize in something that can help me, or may know somebody that they can connect me with that can help us. So I'm always going to talk about my son and his disorder anytime I'm talking to anybody. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I appreciate, you know, I see the comments and everybody shooting prayers out. I appreciate that. He's been doing very, very well with the therapies. He recently, probably about a couple months ago, started rolling over on his own, different things like that. So he's slowly reaching certain milestones. He's eating on his own, different things like that. Because that's another thing about GRIN1 is a lot of children have to have feeding tubes. They can't eat on their own. And Drayson from Jump has said, listen, y'all, I'm hungry. I'm going to do my best I can to eat my food. And my boy eats. So yeah, man, he's strong. He's a warrior. Hence why, you know, I kind of themed the car after him, named the car after him, because that boy is a fighter, man. I couldn't imagine at 3 months old to current having to go through what he goes through, and for him to be so happy daily, smiling, laughing. It's crazy. It's you just wouldn't think that somebody would be able to just live that or feel like they're living that normal life, even though they're going through so much. So I love little man to death, and I'm always going to fight for him. I'm always going to go to bat for him. And yeah, so that's kind of the story. So, you know, y'all can tune into the family channel. We'll be posting more things about it, really getting in deep with how it affects the relationship, what it is, just so that new parents that find out about their children having Grim One, they can go to YouTube and they can find something. They can find videos where you can see that, you know, our child is doing different things. We just started recently seeing some kids that are walking with Grim One. So, you know, it's hope out there. As parents, we just got to be strong and we got to keep fighting for them and really spreading the word on Grim One, what it is, and hopefully, you know, all good to come out of it, and we'll see where my son ends up in the future.
Man, I tell you what, man, I was literally sitting here thinking like, man, you know, warrior scat, you know, I'm like, you know, your son is a warrior, you know, you and your wife
Mhm.
are warriors, man, and literally, I was complaining about not being able to go to Charlotte yesterday.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. And you know, the things that you and your wife are able to manage every day, and you know, I'm complaining about not being able to, you know, go to a car show. You feel me? You know, so
Yeah.
for me, you know, it's putting a lot of things in perspective, and I hope for others that might not have the same challenges, man. Just you know, put your life in perspective. Like,
Mhm.
is what I'm going through right now really at that level? Is it really 10? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, hearing your story, I would say, man, my situation yesterday is -10. It's not even on the radar. You know, oh, I didn't get to go to a car show. Well, how unfortunate, Mr. Stevenson. I mean, good grief, you know. So I take my hat off to you, bro. I salute you, man, you and your wife, man. And I think it's huge that you're able to create a platform on YouTube to talk about it. Cause so you're going through it, right? But then
Mhm.
you guys are selfless that you want to document that somebody is going to be on Google, somebody's going to be on YouTube looking for some kind of guidance because more than likely their local
Mhm.
doctor may not give them enough substance to help them. Man, I think that's even bigger than you know, just a car YouTube channel. Like you guys are literally uh what you call it when you do it first, man. Like y'all groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are setting a trend. Because hopefully others will do the same thing, man, that are going through it, and you guys can connect. Are you guys like part of like a Facebook group, or do you have is there like a page or a group or something that people in that situation kind of congregate?
Yeah, it's one group that we're a part of that we found out about last year. It's called Grin One Family Support Group. So in that group is, you know, where parents just kind of share their stories, the progress of their children, from what age to what age did certain things happen. Because it's crazy, man. We in that group we found out that a kid didn't know that he had, or a family didn't know that their child had Grim One until he was 22. But they told him, I believe, that he might have had cerebral palsy. And it's just like, you know, oftentimes you get misdiagnosed so often with different medical conditions, and we just go with it, and we just trust in the doctors. But sometimes we got to take initiative as parents and just do a little extra research on the side just to make sure that we know for a fact exactly what it is, you know. So you know, that's kind of where we're at right now. And another thing that we talked about, e-vapors, I don't want to hold y'all too long because I can get on a rant talking
Oh
about
no, no,
this
you good, bro.
and, and my son and everything. But we kind of talked about it when we first met, as far as men opening up and showing that emotional side, man. I'm 32, and for 31 years, I've showed no emotion. I, I haven't. And often we're raised to be strong and not show emotion about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, man, when we went to Philadelphia to that CHOP hospital, I got smacked in the face with so much emotion. At one time, it was scary. I couldn't control it. It just all came out because at that point when we first heard about it, me being the husband as the man of the house, I'm trying to be strong for my wife
Mm-hmm.
because, as we know, when it comes to children, women are going to blame themselves no matter what for everything that may happen during the pregnancy, after the pregnancy, during birth. So us as men, we got to be strong for the women and just let them know that it'll be all right. We'll be here. So for the longest, I've held that in, man. I've held my emotions in, and it just took over. I couldn't control it. Um, and yeah, man, I just think that men are just scared of being called weak when it comes to showing emotion. And I think the one of the bad things about holding in our emotions, um, we can get violent. The violence that you see in the streets is because a lot of men don't let go of their emotions and they're angry. I was angry for, I would say, almost all of 2020. I was very angry. It was affecting the workplace. It was affecting me coming home to my wife. I was just angry at the fact that my child was chosen to have this rare genetic disorder. And I think once I got to the point of being able to open up and let my emotions free, things kind of started to get better. We were able to talk about it a little more without getting choked up or feeling bad or anything like that. But as men, I think we just need to have that conversation sometime and let each other know that it's okay to be emotional at times, especially when it comes to your children. At some point, you're not going to be able to hold it in. It's just going to smack you in the face, and you're not going to be able to control it. Like I couldn't control it. So, but we try to be so strong and hold those emotions in, and it hurts us at the end of the day. So that's something that, as being a father, something that I learned and that I'm always going to push to new fathers, men that's thinking about, men or younger guys that's thinking about becoming fathers, is don't hold your emotions in, let them free, because either way it goes, your child is going to release it, is going to help you to release that at some point. You can either have control of it or you can't. And I held it in so long, it hit me and I just couldn't control it. So if I could say anything on this platform, us as men, it's okay to be emotional, to let that side out. Don't let nobody call you weak, because you're not weak if you let your emotions out. Us as men, sometimes we need to let our emotions out, because if not, we're going to be angry at the world, and anything can trigger that. And you'll make probably the worst mistake of your life because you couldn't control it just because of your anger. So, yeah, man, just make sure us as men, have those conversations, reach out to other men. It's okay to talk to other men about things that may be going on in your life. Sometimes we need to vent. Women do it all the time, but us men, we seem like we can't. I can't call up my mans and talk about, yo, man, yesterday was rough on me, man. Like, what? I don't know what to do. Like, we feel like we can't have those conversations. So we just need to open up a little more, fellas. And I'm glad that y'all had me on this platform, because that's one thing that I did want to share on this platform, is us as men just, letting our emotions out here and there. You're not weak if you do so.
Nah, bro. Like when we talk, man, that was like one of the highlights of my conversation with you, bro. Like, man, I can talk about cars any day of the week, man. I mean,
Facts, yeah.
I like cars. I can go to YouTube and watch cars, and
Yeah.
I can go in my garage and I almost said crank up a car, but it's a Tesla, so you don't you don't crank it up per se.
Add the
So
sound to it, bro.
yeah, it's got a little sound to it. It sounds like a space shuttle or something. You know what I'm saying? It got a little spaceship sound to it. But yeah,
Yeah.
we got access to that kind of stuff, man. But I tell you what, we generally don't have access to, man, is to what you brought to the table today, man. Where men talking to other men and just being honest and showing emotions, man. And that is preventing that explosion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that explosion of anger could happen at the wrong time. It could be
exactly.
on your job, it could be with a loved one. And that is not a true representation of who you are in that moment. It
Yeah.
was just the fact that you held in, like you said, sometimes years
Yeah.
of emotions, and it explodes,
Yeah.
at a simple, drop of a hat, at the simple of a question at work, somebody nagging at work, or
Yeah.
at a stoplight,
Yeah.
a normal question inside your household with your loved ones, and it's just that moment in time, man. So I really love the fact that we had that conversation in person, and
Yeah.
now we're having a public conversation that about something that a lot of people deal with in private. And I'm as a man of strength myself, and as a man of strength, Kasharel, and as a man of strength, you, sir, Meech. Man, shoot, we're shining examples of what strength look like, man. And
Exactly.
we're not afraid to show our emotions, man. We all have children. You know what I'm saying? We all have wives. We all say I love you. We all you do the little kissy stuff and playing with toys and all that stuff, man. I got two daughters, so you can get real crazy over here with the lip gloss and
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just with girls is different with girls, you know what I'm saying? Because it's girly stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm a guy, but I love playing with the girly stuff, man, with my daughters and stuff, man. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. Somebody got something to say. It's probably somebody that ain't got nobody.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now you tell me what's a real man? A man that take care of his kids or a man that don't take care of his kids? Now you tell me.
Take care of the kids, man.
I mean, come on. So if we're
And no
real
matter
men,
what, no matter what, because I think a thing that me and the wife struggle with too is because you see it all the time, man. These parents have these kids, and if they're not perfect or if they come out with a disability, they want to disown them. They want to all this other stuff, man. And that's the last thing that we trying to push around here. You know what I'm saying? On our channel, you're going to see our son out traveling with us. He's going to be in the pool with us. He's going to be on the beach with us. I want him to, even though he doesn't know it yet, I want him to be able to experience everything that a regular child can experience. Because I don't know what may happen in the future as far as Grim One goes and his development, but it's going to be documented. He's going to be able to see it, and I just want him to understand that no matter what, even if things change for the good for him, that despite of his disability, he's no different than any other child out here. But us as parents, we got to push that confidence onto the children, because if we don't, this is why you get a lot of the children who want to be to themselves, who don't want to socialize, who are worried about what others think, different stuff like that. So, yeah, man, love your kids no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to push that, man. No matter what, God has a plan, and just love your kids, man.
yeah, now,
for sure,
bro,
for
you,
sure,
you
man.
couldn't have said it any better, man. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I know Kasha real definitely got something to chime in on this right here. So I'm gonna zip it and sit back and let OG Kasha real, man. Go, bro. I already know you bubbling, man. I know you bubbling over there.
No, not really, not really, because I mean he dropped so much. It really left me with nothing really else to ask except how, what was it that keep you going? Like you mentioned, when it first happened, you were down, you were tough about it. You were lashing out, but now you're open. Like, how did you get to this space? Because I'm sure, like you said, you're in this space now where you're at the hospital and you want to talk to other parents, maybe either to give them knowledge, give them strength, how to get through it, to get to where you are, or even to share information. But it's still people out there that may not be there. So if you don't mind sharing some of those tips, or things that you did with you and your missus to keep the faith to get through those tough times.
I think the main thing for me, which kind of helped me overcome a lot of it, was his smile and his happiness. Um, Being able to, despite everything that he's going through, but to be able to see him smile, laugh, his laughter, like it just, he's a happy baby no matter what he goes through. So for me, it's like, okay, if he's happy going through this, why should I be mad? Why should I be angry at everybody? Like I should be happy with him and make sure that he knows that I'm right by his side no matter what. And then for us as a family, me and my wife, I think it's just the support system around us. And I know everybody doesn't always have that, but for us, that's been huge for family and outside of the family, and just having that support system that just push us, and just our genuine love for our child, man. So my wife, she's actually been in the mental health and addiction world for a while, and she's also worked with a lot of kids and adults with disabilities. So at a point, we had to think about it and be like, because people used to tell us all the time that God chose us for this, and that really used to make us angry because, you know, everybody, the major thing that you pray about when you're having a child is to have a healthy child. So at that, you know, we didn't want to hear that, but also we had to sit back and have a conversation and really think about it. Like maybe it wasn't a better set of parents for a situation like this than us. And that was a tough conversation to have because it just ate at us for so long. Like, why our son? But that's where communication is key, and we had to really have that just that conversation with us and just say, listen, you've been dealing with this in your work life your whole life, and maybe these people are right that's telling us that we were chosen to raise a child with Grim 1. Maybe they are right. So, you know, maybe we were chosen. It was meant for us to raise Drayson with this Grim 1 disorder, because God knew that we were going to give him all of our love, all of our support. We were going to sacrifice whatever for him, and we were going to do whatever we can to push his story out there, and, you know, and see what we can do to bring awareness to the Grim 1 disorder. So yeah, that's kind of what helped get us through it. Yeah.
Man, this is one thing that I'm really confident of is all of our life experiences shape, make, and mold us into the people that we are. And that question is the question of the century. Why me? You know, I think if we reverse it like you did, like kind of a why not me? Why not us? There couldn't be two better people on this earth that could handle this, you know. So why not us? So why not me? I used to ask the same question. Why did I grow up in poverty? Why me? Why
Yep.
was I poor? Why am I walking to school with holes in my shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I believe it's because now, today, you know, I'm able to, you know, share my story. And now that I have, you know, I don't know how many stories I got, you know, I have multiple stories that I can reach multiple people with, and they can see the other side of it. Because the first thing that people say when they hit a strong wall of adversity is, I can't make it through it and I can't make it over it. But if you're
Yep.
looking at me, I'm on the other side of that wall. If you're in the hospital meeting new parents, they can look at you guys and say, hey, they're on the other side of this wall that I'm on this side saying I can't get through it and I can't get over it. You know, so I believe that everything that we're all currently going through in life, especially as men, is
Mm-hmm.
molding us and is making us into the warriors that we have to be, you know, for our families. Because, you know, somebody got
Exactly.
to be that solid rock, man. And you clearly, bro, you a clear example of a solid rock, man. And again, I take
I
my hat off
appreciate that,
to you,
bro.
man. I salute you, bro. Like, you giving me a whole lot of strength right now. Again, you know,
Appreciate that.
I was still sitting here thinking about yesterday for a minute, because I know you was there, right?
Yeah.
You was at the show yesterday, right?
Yep. Yeah, I was at the show yesterday. Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, man. My boy was down there. My homegirl 345 Superwoman was down there.
And I met her. I met her there too. Yeah, I love her whip. Very, very humble woman. I look forward to meeting her at some other shows too as well. I think she's in the comments. So I told her I was going to be on the show, and she said that she was going to support. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you. I appreciate you for that.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I was just looking forward to seeing all kind of people, but definitely my North Carolina people, you know, like my folk that live
Hmm.
here. You know, I really was just looking forward to seeing y'all, man. So, you know, I thank you for just putting life in perspective for me. And bro, you're a strong rock of strength, bro. And
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
just
that, bro.
appreciate it. And I did see a lot of nice cars. You know, once I had the nerve to log into social media, you know, once I got
Oh yeah,
out of my feelings,
it
you
was
know.
some heat out there. Some old schools.
Oh,
Uh, I,
oh,
s-
car show.
Listen. Yeah. Car show got that paid in full type
Yeah,
vibe. That sob is fire, bro.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, so you know the transition into the back into the cars, since we talk about North Carolina and the cars and everything like that.
Mhm.
You went into it to a little bit, but I don't want to assume. So I'm going to ask you, how did you come up with the name Warrior Scat?
So I came up with the name Warrior Scat strictly for my son. As you'll see, the picture that y'all posted of the car on the front, I also call it Drayson Strong Pack. So the car is named after him. That's his car. He just lets me borrow it from time to time. So that's his car. It's themed after him. I'm actually in the process of, I had a designer create a specific side graphic wrap to the car that hopefully I'll be able to get installed soon. I just got the file. I'm just searching for a place to do it. So yeah, the whole car is themed after my son. The whole warrior aspect of it is Drayson in the whole, man. He's such a fighter every day. He's just fighting to overcome certain obstacles. And we're just super, super, super proud of him, man, because he's just making some progressions that, you know, a lot of other kids with Grim One haven't really made yet. So we're thankful of it all. But yeah, as far as the car scene, man, I'm hoping to really convert that thing to a legit car show, or show car, I should say. But you know, the car game, it's a lot of money in that. So I'm just taking my time here and there to build it up to where I want it to be. Because of course, I'm gonna have that thing forever. Pray every day that, you know, my son will be able to try to drive it, or at least be able to sit in the passenger seat with me, and you know, we just cruise the town. But yeah, it's going to be strictly dedicated to my son, and that's where I got the Warrior Scat from.
Love it.
No, that's tough, man. I love that, and I kind of figured that, you know, it was in line with some you know, your son, yourself, or you know, your wife, you know, because again, I look at all three of y'all as some, you know, big time warriors, man. But before we go to Car Show Rail and my favorite part of the show, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna ask you some these 5 questions, and you know, he already done pulled the credit report, he done pulled the police report. You know what I'm saying? He didn't talk to your neighbors. So hopefully you're ready for the 5 questions that he's gonna ask you, man. But the last thing I wanted to do was, man, just if you was in the elevator right now, man, you know how you're in the elevator for just a few seconds, man, and you know there was a, you know, the 19-year-old you stepped in the elevator. So we on some Back to the Future type, you know, where you go back to the future and you can see yourself, that 19-year-old you in the elevator, man. What would you tell him?
I think about this often too, man. I would tell my 19-year-old self to step outside of your comfort zone and not care what other people think. For a long time, I cared a lot about what people thought. If I did something, how they would perceive it, what they would think of me. And I think that hindered me a little bit with certain things. So I would say from jump, and anybody who's watching who's, you know, 19, 20, whatever the case may be, step outside of your comfort zone and do not care what other people think of you. It's only gonna hold you back.
Hey, bro, you just held a master's class. I don't think you know that. You just held a master's class for men, and you held a master's class for people's mentality, period. Like literally everything you talked about earlier, what you just said now in the elevator, going from the first floor up to the penthouse suite, you just saved somebody's life, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Big time. And you know, that's where kind of Car Talk TV has transitioned to. You know, we started out just really talking about cars and, you know, how people got to the cars. But now it's like, all right, let's bring people on with dope cars. They got a passion for cars, and just have them talk about themselves, really, like, you know, business, entrepreneurship, you know, marriage. Yo, I'm trying to start a family, but you know, like, yo, I'm in a situation where I don't know where to start. Like, you know, people expressing being vulnerable on our platform. So I like the way that, you know, Car Talk TV has transitioned, and we're going to continue to evolve, guys. We're going to continue to evolve. I appreciate, you know, your transparency, Meech, because this is some stuff that, you know, you don't have to share, but you realize, like, man, this stuff is, you know, impactful, not just for me, but for others. Like E-Vapor said, this is groundbreaking stuff that's going to help people out in the future. In the future, they may be in your shoes where they're looking for stuff, and granted, it's 5 years down the line, they find pages that started from you reaching out to people and putting people together and having people a little bit more open, you know, about the disorder, man. So I definitely, again, salute to you. Yeah, the cars is cool. But you know, so salute to you, man. Just having that strong faith, you know, to get through, you know, the walls that may be brought up against you that, you know, may try to shake you, man. Because it takes a strong person, a strong people to get through that.
Yeah. Facts,
Cars,
for sure.
we talk about all the time. People with cars and the dream cars, like, yo, there's people out here that would trade that for you know, to be with your daughter. You know, you mentioned like, man, I give this car back to Omi. You know, to have a healthy son. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, life is more than cars.
It is.
About this a lot, but let's get into the random five, y'all. So the random five is where I ask you 5 random questions, and you give me the first 5 random answers that go to your mind. All right, you ready?
All right. Yep.
All right. Number 1, dream car.
67, 68 Camaro.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Favorite restaurant?
Hey, Chima's.
Chima's.
Okay. Is that a North Carolina thing?
Yeah.
What you serve there?
Hey, them pineapples, baby. Them grilled pineapples. Woo! With the brown sugar on there. Come on.
Hey. Crazy, man. Next time you in town, we gotta go.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. It's on me too. I got you.
You too, bro. Pull up.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he was talking to me. My bad, E Davis.
Oh, no, he was talking to
both
me.
Both of
y'all. Hey, Kasha Rudder invited himself. That's a long drive, brother. That's a long drive, Kasha.
Look, but you know, when I come down to tap into town, I'm gonna want to sightsee a little bit. I'm gonna want to know where the spot's at.
Yep.
All right, question number 3. Where's your favorite destination place to visit?
I would say, if we're gonna say the States, I love New Orleans. I like NO, man. I love the vibe.
Question number 4. How does Meech? Nah, I'm gonna say that's number 5. Question number 4. What keeps Meech going every day?
What keeps me going, man, is my son, my baby boy. If y'all watch my recent YouTube video, every morning we have a regimen that we do, our bonding moment, and that's what gets my day started every morning. It's just looking him in his eyes, and yeah, man, my son keeps me pushing. Everything I do is for my son.
Got it. And number 5, how does Meech want his legacy to be remembered?
It's being a great father, great husband, great family man, and just somebody that's humble and just always willing to give back and uplift the community, especially our young guys out here.
Love it. Before I hand it off to E-Vapors to close us out, you know, do me a favor, man. You talked about your channels, you talked about your IG. Shout them out so that people can exactly know where to find you.
Yeah, so my car channel or my car page is going to be Warrior Scat _392. My personal IG page is just going to be Meech Knight, MEECHKNIGHT _. But you can reach both pages with either one. My YouTube channel, my family channel, where it's all family stuff and relationship stuff. The Knight Family, the KNIGHT family. And then for my car channel, that's just going to be The Knight Life, THEKNIGHT Life. So yeah, tap in, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, make sure y'all go ahead and follow the guy, man. Go ahead, E-Vapors, close us out, fam.
Hey, no doubt, man. This has been a good show, man. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, man. And I already knew this could be an 8-hour show. That's why we just had to kind of pick and choose the pieces of the story that we want to share. And then, you know, my wife just came in here and she said you had her crying downstairs watching watching the interview. And I'm telling her, I'm like, shoot, I had to hold it down myself. You know what I mean? Because you know, I just always feel for people, man, and I just do, man. I just got a heart for people, and I care about what people going through. And in our Instagram chat, we'll make sure that we drop, you know, the cell phones in there. So like, bro, you can call me, text me, you know what I'm saying, anytime, man, and it's all good. Feel me? Like whatever, text me, call
I appreciate
me.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of the stuff we was talking about, and
Yep.
You know, it ain't got it can be anything, bro. Hey, what's going on? Or dang, man, I'm just kind of, you know, and you already know what it is, bro. We family for real on this one right here, man. Just
Yeah.
we all grown men, and it's important that we continue to earn, sharpen and earn. And as I make it through life and get a couple more grades on here, the things that I learned, I see you got a couple two, three over there. Kasho, you know, he got a couple, he cut his off though. He want to have a little baby face. He cut his off, but he got one or two. He got
Yeah,
one or
Yeah,
I
two.
man.
got a few down. It just seemed like when I met you, all of them start to pop right here. Like, man, I ain't trying to run with these vapors now, man.
That mean I get on your nerves. So
Nah, bro. You
that's a
know
good sign.
how
You about to
sometimes,
have a couple more too. But anyway,
man.
I'm over here running
I'll
my
say that
mouth,
for
man.
another
I
time.
just want to really,
Yeah, we get to be talking for a whole nother hour.
yeah, we could be talking,
Right.
man. So I just want to again celebrate you, bro. Celebrate the
Appreciate that.
Night Family on YouTube, man.
Mhm.
KNIGHT, the Night Family on YouTube. Make sure y'all check them out. And bro, make sure you not text us, but inbox us all the links to the different channels you have or any organization things. Just put them in there, and I'm gonna drop them in the actual video of this that we save on YouTube. And
Okay.
you know, if you launching new videos, you know, tag us and let it,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? We'll repost it, man. We all about just sharing
Appreciate that.
great quality content, bro. So
Yeah,
um
I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate y'all for even allowing me onto your platform to share my story, to have this conversation. As I said, this is new to me. So, being in front of a camera on a live and talking about my story feels good. Was a little nervous at the beginning, but I feel like it needed to get out there. And I appreciate y'all for allowing me to be on your platform to do that, or at least being the first ones to allow me to be on your platform. To just have this conversation because it's much needed, and I appreciate everybody that tuned in to watch. Thank y'all so much. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, brothers.
hey, no doubt, no doubt. With that being said, man, we're gonna leave it at that, man. It's your main man, E Vapors, Kasho Rail, Warrior Scat 392, Big Meech. We out. Salute.